Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let's get straight into today's story. Whenever Tony Blair's name comes back into the headlines, so does the question of legacy, and increasingly that includes his son, Euan Blair. On paper, Euan Blair is presented as a modern success story. He's well educated, well spoken, founder of a growing education technology company, and a figure often held up as proof that the Blair era still has relevance. But how many people are now asking a fair question? How much of this success is talent and how much of it is access? Euan Blair was educated at some of the most prestigious institutions in the country. He attended top private schools before going on to Bristol University and later the London School of Economics. That alone places him in a very small privileged group. There's nothing illegal about that, of course, but it does matter when we're told his success is purely the result of hard work and innovation. Millions of young people work just as hard but never come close to the doors that are open for someone born into political power. His company, Multiverse, focuses on apprenticeships and alternative education routes. On the surface, that sounds positive, but critics argue there's irony here. A man who benefited from elite education now building a business that positions itself as a solution to inequality, while being backed by powerful investors and government connections. It raises eyebrows, especially when public contracts and political goodwill appear to follow so easily. Now, this is where the Blair name matters. Tony Blair didn't just leave office, he built a global network of influence. Advisory roles, international contracts, government relationships, and access to decision makers across the world. It would be naive to pretend that none of that helped his son. When ministers, civil servants, and corporate leaders take meetings, the surname Blair carries weight. That's not conspiracy, it's how power works. What frustrates many people is the silence around this privilege. Euan Blair is rarely challenged about how much easier his path was compared to the average British teenager. Meanwhile, ordinary families are told success is simple about effort, while tuition fees rise, apprenticeships shrink, and job markets tighten. The system rewards connections, not just competency. Like always, there's also a political angle here. As Tony Blair re-enters public debate, advising governments and influencing Labour policy from the sidelines, his family's growing profile matters. The Blairs are no longer just former public servants, they are a political brand, and like any brand, they benefit visibility, credibility, and proximity to power. Now, this becomes even more uncomfortable when Labour talks about fairness, opportunity and equality. How can the public trust those messages when the same political class continues to recycle itself, generation after generation? When politicians' children land on their feet while others struggle just to get a start, resentment grows, and rightly so. None of this is to say Euan Blair has done nothing himself, but pretending this rise happened in a vacuum insults the intelligence of ordinary people. Success in Britain today is shaped heavily by who you know, where you start and which doors open before you even knock. The bigger issue is what he says about the country. Britain increasingly feels like a place where power circulates within a small group. While everyone else is told to wait their turn, the Blair story, father and son, has become a symbol of that frustration. And I think that's why people are talking about Euan Blair now, not out of jealousy, but because it highlights how disconnected the political elite has become from everyday reality. If Labour wants to rebuild trust, it may need to stop pretending that privilege doesn't exist, especially when it benefits their own. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more honest political commentary and don't want to miss what's really happening behind the headlines, hit subscribe now and drop your thoughts in the comment. I want to hear what you think.